What's good, everybody? You're here today because you want to learn how to add timestamps or chapters to your YouTube videos. So I'm going to jump right into how to do that. Let me just tell you this really quickly. What I'm going to show you besides that is what's going to be the best use case scenario and what types of videos you want to actually use these timestamps or chapters for. Also, if you go to the description of this video, there's going to be an example that you can actually copy and paste into the description of your video, and then you can tweak it, to put the timestamps that actually apply to the video you're going to put it in, and actually change the labels to labels that are going to apply to what you're actually, going to talk about in your video. And also briefly, I'm going to share with you some info on a free training I'm going to have to teach you how to master YouTube and grow on your channel and actually get started if you've been stuck. So stick around for that too. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this with an actual example of a video that I need to label myself, which is the last video I created on this channel before this one. And also there are three things that you need to know. One is that you must have at least 3 chapters or timestamps to make this work when you actually apply it. You're also going to need to make sure that each chapter is at least 10 seconds apart. So you want to try to do maybe 11 seconds at least between each chapter. And then also you have to make sure that the very first timestamp or chapter that you add starts at 0:00, and then put the label, and you can label that intro. Again, you'll see the example down in the description of this video that you can copy and paste. But those are the 3 things that you need to keep in mind. You have to follow those guidelines in order to make this actually work and be implemented on your video. So now let's dive into the example so that you can actually see how this is going to work. So you can see here, this is my last video that I did, and we're going to go to it, and you're going to see that there is actually no chapters here on the timeline, and we only have a few things in the description. So when you find a video on YouTube, you can just go ahead and click edit video, or you can go to the YouTube studio and go from there. But I'm just going to hit edit video from right here. And now you can see here, we got the title, thumbnail, all that stuff in the description. So what we want to do is add that information for the timestamps right here in the description. We don't have to add it up too high. Well, we can add it up high so people can see it, so they can actually skip through it. So we're going to do that right after these important tags that I have right here. So before I started this video, I had already created my timestamps. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste those in right here. And you can see that now there are some gaps here, so I'm gonna close those gaps. So now you can see I close those gaps, and you can see here that I have the chapters with each timestamp and the labels for those timestamps. And of course, listen to your video and label them appropriately when you're here in the studio. There's this little play button over here on your YouTube video. You can listen to the actual video and then place the labels on the timestamps that you see while you're listening to the video to make this a lot easier. And you can put it like right here if you aren't copy and pasting what I already have in here for you. Now, to show you that this works, let's go ahead and hit save on this particular video right here. And now it is saved. We can't see any changes here, but let's go back to YouTube. Okay, so now we're back on YouTube. You can see that the video here, and you can see now there are actually 8 chapters here, and they are based off of what I labeled them. Now let's go ahead and click on the actual video itself, and we can see here that now you can see these chapters, intro, the first label, and you can see all of the different chapters that I labeled them on here. And you can see when you go to the actual description that now these have the blue, or they've been colored blue, the timestamps that is, and now you can click them and go to the specific parts of the video where they're going to be beneficial to the person. Now I'm going to tell you about the best opportunities to actually use these, but if you've gotten value from this so far, make sure you hit the thumbs up button on this video so YouTube can show this to more people, and comment any other things that you're currently struggling with on YouTube down below, and I can make a video about it. Okay, so the very first opportunity that you have when you're doing these timestamps that can be beneficial for your viewer that's going to be viewing this is, let's say you have a really long video, like over 30, 45 minutes, over an hour. There might be certain things that they might see that you're talking about in the video, and maybe in the beginning of the video, they don't necessarily, find interest in what you're talking about, but then they see in the chapters that you're going to talk about a certain topic that is interesting to them. They might go ahead and jump to that part versus leaving your video entirely and then not getting any view from it and any value from it, not liking it. And then of course your view duration is going to drop tremendously. And also, it could just be the fact that they see something in these chapters that are something that they didn't know that you were going to talk about underneath this topic. Like with this being about keywords, you might not think I would talk about, how videos build trust, but you might be interested in that. So you go and click on that instead of listening to the beginning part, or maybe you listen to this part first and then you go back and listen to the other parts once you've actually gotten the value that you want to get from that topic that you didn't know was going to be covered within that video. Now, another thing could be if you're making a video that's like a step-by-step tutorial on how to do something, maybe this person has already heard the first 3 steps and they really need to know steps 5 through 7. So because they can see the steps here and what they are labeled out in the timestamps, now instead of leaving your video thinking, okay, this person is talking about stuff I already know, they're going to want to go to the titles that they see or the chapters that they see that are talking about the steps that they actually needed to know and maybe that they didn't even know that they needed to know. Now, another way that these chapters can be helpful is because when you actually go to YouTube, on Google, and you search for a certain topic, if you didn't know, YouTube videos can pop up in Google search, which is a great way to get new people to find your videos. And if you're solving a problem and your chapter talks about something that a person was searching for, then these particular titles can actually help you, or these timestamps can help you actually secure new viewers and potential customers by you using these timestamps and them popping up on YouTube. Now, popping up on Google. So if you want to learn more about getting your YouTube videos to pop up and rank on Google, then check out the next video I'm going to send you to after this. But just keep that in mind until you get to that part. Now, as I mentioned, I have a free training on February 22nd of this month, and you can click the link in the description below about that free training to register for it to learn how to get started on YouTube. And I actually am going to help you out with some strategies that I use to help a guy named Eric get monetized in 20 days. I made a whole video about that, and you can see it here on the screen, and you can actually go and check that video out on this channel as well. But helping you monetize in 20 days, there are also some other people I help. Like there was a lady who was struggling to find motivation to get started with her channel, and we helped her get started, get motivated, and make a bunch of videos for her channel, but it's other students as well. But basically, I want you to go ahead and check out that link for the free training I'm going to do on February 22nd, so you can learn how to get started with your YouTube channel. And if you're not getting started and maybe you just got stuck because you weren't seeing enough growth in your channel, you're also going to learn how you can get back started and actually start seeing some growth and progress in your channel, in different ways to monetize your channel outside of YouTube monetization. Of course, we're going to talk about that, but how to monetize and make money even before you unlock YouTube monetization. We're going to talk about all of that, ways to grow. So if that sounds like something that you need and that you're interested in, make sure you go to the description, register for the free training that's going to be on February 22nd, and I'll see you there. And again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.